Hi guys, so it is Easter today, Sunday. Happy Easter everyone. So today I'm gonna do this like really colorful, like kind of like pastel colors, spring colors. But yeah guys, I think today pretty much what I'm going to be talking about is kind of like talking about like my religious beliefs. I know this subject can be like a bit like controversial. As well, like in no way or shape am I trying to like offend anybody from my religious beliefs or anything like that, but it's just, I don't know, I thought it just, usually I don't like talking about stuff like this, but I don't know, I just figured I try and just kind of say what I like believe in, because I know everyone's different, everyone is raised different as well. And a lot of the times it's usually, you know, it usually starts when you're young. So since I don't go to church, and I'll get into why I don't go to church, I just figured I'd do a little get ready with me. So my parents, right, like we came from Honduras. I came here when I was 1. And here by, I mean like I came to America when I was like a baby pretty much at 1. My parents were actually Catholics when they were in Honduras. But once we got to the United States, I don't know exactly what happened, but they pretty much just kind of changed like religion in a way. They went from Catholic to like Baptist Christians. By the way, I already like did my eyebrows and primed my eyelids. So yeah, once we, you know, my parents migrated to the United States, they kind of just transferred into like the Christian community, which is Baptist to be exact. And we were going to church back in like the early 90s, so I was so small. But then all of a sudden, it came to a point where I think my parents kind of like, I think from what I'm kind of like, from what they have told me, and something happened with the church that we were going to. I don't know, some drama happened with the pastor my parents didn't like. I think I don't know, it was kind of like they kicked out the pastor. Like a certain group of people were like accusing the pastor of like whatchamacallit, of like flirting with the woman at church, and apparently they kicked him out. So yeah, ever since that happened, my mom, and then, you know, when a new pastor comes, there's a new pastor that has to step up, right, to take place for like the Sunday mass and stuff. And I'm not sure exactly like what happened, but the new pastor, my mom I guess she didn't really like him, to be honest. My mom didn't like the new pastor, and it was a lot of the new pastor was like a lot younger too. So I'm not really sure what exactly it was, but my mom all of a sudden just decided like, we're not gonna keep going to that church. So we eventually, I think I was like 5 or 6. So I think it was like 1st or 2nd grade is when I stopped going to church. I was that small. And I think throughout the years, my mom was like trying to like find another church. And I think the people from our old church, right, would actually try and come to our house and try to get us to go back to the church. And yeah, my mom wasn't having it. She was like, nah. I don't know, I guess my mom kind of like pretty much got like a bad vibe from the new priest. She didn't like the way that how they kind of like kicked out the other pastor. And I think it was I think my mom thinks like it was kind of a way to like manipulate and kind of like, just because most of the people didn't like the pastor. I don't know. They just created drama just to kind of like have a reason to kick the pastor. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, within that process, like I said, my mom, I think, at one point tried to like look for a new church for us to go to, but something, I don't know, I think she at this point was just like, I don't need to go to church, and she kind of needed to like also like work, you know what I'm saying, like work on Sundays, because, you know, we weren't poor, so we never really went back to church after that. Until this day, we don't go to this church. Now, on the other hand, my brothers, I wasn't baptized, by the way. I don't believe, yeah. I think the only person that was baptized from my family was my older brother. But other than that, no, I don't think anybody else. When my older brother, I think, man, he's done so many like religious and stuff like that I'm just like what are you? But I think he claims Catholic mostly. I'm not sure. And then all my older brothers, you know, because of their marriage, you know, their partners and stuff are Catholic. So, but I have been, like, sometimes I go with my brothers to church. Sometimes, not always. Just when I'm visiting, or I sleep over the next day or something. You know, they go to church, so I kind of just go sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, like, not to offend any Catholics or anything, because I'm so used to like Christians and having a pastor and not a priest. It's sometimes Catholic churches are kind of like creepy to me. No offense, I still respect it, you know, and stuff, but they're kind of creepy. Yeah, by the way, before I forget, today's happy Easter. Apparently there was a bombing in Sri Lanka, and it killed at least like, I think 100 or 200 people, like a bombing like on Easter. Like that like hurts my heart, seriously. Like, what the hell? To think that people would try and do that, like they purposely wait to do it on Easter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, yo. Anyways, okay, I think now I'm gonna apply color under here, but I'm gonna apply my my foundation. This is the Superstay that I've been using. Oh, looks like I'm running out. I need to buy a new one. I just realized that this, my little cat ears, let's pretend they're bunny ears since it's Easter. I'm gonna, put some eyelash. I'm not gonna apply any eyeliner for this look, just because, I don't know. It's more of a, like, soft look, but I am going to add, false lashes. It is honestly such a beautiful day, too, like... Okay, so now I think I'm going to add, let's see, I'm gonna add some like purple underneath here. So I don't know what purple I should use. I'm not gonna go all the way in because I'm gonna fill that in with the blue. Okay, so this purple is a little dark from what I really wanted. Let me try this like glittery one actually. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I added that purple and then I added kind of like a more glittery look. So yeah, guys, fast forward, I still don't go to church. I feel like the only way that I would really go to church, I mean, I obviously, it's not nothing against that I don't want to go to church or anything like that. It's just like, I just feel like it's better if I had someone to go to. Like, if my parents were like, oh, we found a church, I would definitely go with them. But I feel like it's very difficult. I don't know, for me personally, it's just to go by myself and go find a church. And having to meet other random people too, like, it's a struggle to trying to find a good church to go to. Not only that, it's like, do I want to go to a church in Spanish, or do I want to go to a church, I'm gonna smush this up. Sorry. Or do I want to go to a church, I'm gonna smudge this out just so it doesn't look so harsh, you know? Or do I want to go to a church in English? That other two. Speaking of that, I recently went to a church in English with my friend Jessica. She invited me on Friday, like 2 days ago, to go to her because she was actually going to speak up in front of the church and like say her little verse. It was nice. It's something very different. Like, English churches are very different from Spanish churches, you guys. Like, Christianity, I think personally it's pretty similar, kind of, sort of. But like, Spanish Catholic to like English Christian churches is very different. Very different. So yeah, but it was nice. It was something, you know, obviously it wasn't something that I was used to, but it was nice to go and experience that with her. I really did enjoy, and she did such an awesome job going up in front of the church and stuff. And her church was a lot smaller, and I'm used to like going to big like community churches. Like, the Spanish churches are like huge. And the church that we used to go to when I was little was like English and Spanish. So I guess the church was shared. So like, there would be like a Spanish mass, and then there was like, and then in the afternoon it was like for English speakers and stuff like that. So now that I'm older, I don't know, like I said, like I feel like the only way is if I was to get married, or like have a partner that would be willing to go to church and find a good church that we both like. But it's just, I mean, my parents don't even go to church, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, like, my parents read the Bible religiously. Like, they read the Bible literally every day. We have Bibles everywhere around the house. So we just don't go to church. We kind of like rely on our faith alone, I guess, and do our own personal prayings with God. Another thing too I find weird is that, like, me, like, I am not embarrassed to share my like personal believings in God. Like, I do believe in God. I'm not embarrassed to share that with the world, but I know some people can be a little aggressive with it. And me personally, I just think it's better to, like, you can share the word of God, but like, don't force anybody, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of like, they should find that on their own, really. And I know that some Christians can be a little harsh sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. You know, just let people believe whatever you want to believe. And if you don't believe in God, then, I mean, as long as you have good morals and stuff like that, and ain't hurting, isn't like doing bad things, or ain't hurting nobody, then you're good. Like, me personally, it's like, whatever you believe, you know? It's not really up to me. Like, I'm not gonna force you to believe in God too. Like, no. I don't know, but this purple is kind of throwing me off. Do I look like a clown, you guys? I feel like I look like a clown. But now that I'm older in my personal stance religiously, I mean, I pretty much claim Christianity, mostly baptism, just because that's kind of how I was raised. Even though I'm not baptized, you guys. I don't go to church, but I do pray. I don't read the Bible, but I have like kind of like Bible books, just because it's difficult for me to kind of like translate the actual Bible. So I read like other books that help me translate what the Bible is trying to say, if that makes any sense. If you follow me on IG, I post a lot of like religious stuff sometimes. I mostly like to share it. You know, you don't have to read it. But I just like to share it just to have it's I guess like I believe in God, but like Christian non-domination, or I think that's how you say it, non-domination. I don't know how you say it, but I post it just to share it because it's like positive thoughts that I feel like it can help people in a very like positive way. So let me go in because this purple is looking just a little harsh for me. But yeah, guys. That's my personal insight on religion. I don't judge anyone for believing whatever they want to believe. That's on you. Okay, I think I'm going to waterline my eyes. Let me see if this works. With like a little cream lighter. Lately, I've been loving doing this process. I don't know why. It just kind of makes like your eyes like pop out, you know? Make your eyes look a little bigger than they really are. So I'm kind of gonna keep smudging that purple out. It looks kind of pretty. All right, let's see. I think it'll look better with my eyelashes. I'm gonna put these Ardel's 174. Man, I've reused these eyelashes like maybe like 6 times now. And they're holding up pretty well, which is kind of like surprising me, you know? Okay, so I put on my lashes. I'm just going to contour a little bit. But, ooh, that was too much. Like I was saying, yeah, I think the only way where I would really consider going back to church if it's either like if I had somebody to go with, like my parents or something, if they were willing to, but they work, you know. Especially now because my parents are self-employed, so I mean they're workaholics. But I know that's not an excuse. Or if I get married, or if my partner that I'm dating is willing to go with me, just because personally I would feel a little bit more comfortable not having to find a church, because you know it's a process. You know, you can't just go to any church. Like there's a million Christian Baptist churches, but like which one relates better to you, you know? So it's a process of trying to find a church that you feel comfortable with, and I would rather do that with someone that I feel comfortable with and I don't feel so like harsh. Okay, this nose contour is a hot mess. So yeah, that's my personal beliefs. Like I said, I do have a prayer journal that I keep whenever I feel, it's pretty much like, instead of like praying silently to myself, which I still do, but sometimes I like to write down my prayers. So I do have a prayer journal. It's actually kind of, also I've been trying to like maybe challenge myself to kind of like read the Bible a little bit. It's just really challenging sometimes. Like, I don't know, sometimes I just like, I feel so overwhelmed to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't know where to start. Where should I start reading? What does this mean? You know? So that's that. I'm trying somehow, but sometimes I just really, I don't read the Bible. I just read other religious books that have to do with God. But most of the stuff that I read, it has to do with like, I feel like anybody can relate, because it's like, has to do with like real life, anybody's life, you know, and then there's very positive as well. I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. My hair, I honestly don't know what to do with my hair. I'm thinking of putting it up, maybe like halfway up, halfway down, or just leave it down. Finger comb that shit. Wait, forgot almost to set my thing. Woo. But you guys, this is pretty much the look. I feel like it's pretty, it's cute, right? Hopefully I don't look like a clown. I mean, you guys let me know. Let me see if I can change or figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair. Hold on. Okay, and so I changed my shirt. I have this little like has like little ruffles to it. It's a little bit chilly today. I mean, just because it's windy, so it's making it a little bit chilly. It's not that hot. I've decided I'm gonna leave my hair down. I'm just gonna comb it a little bit and add some of this coconut oil to my edges. But yeah, and I threw on this little like simple necklace. Okay, I don't know where my liner is, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add this like nude peachy matte lip. Like that, just because this is already like colorful, so yeah. And you can probably, I'm probably gonna throw on a lip gloss. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I found this tiramisu lip gloss. It's kind of, so it doesn't look so like nude. So yeah guys, this is pretty much the final look. I hope you guys really like it, and it's really easy to do actually. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys. Let me know what your like religious beliefs are, or if you're pretty similar to me. I just thought I'd share like my religious beliefs, even though I honestly don't like talking about this, but bye guys. Happy Easter.